But to address the earlier issue raised, and the professor answered it in a manner which was very strategic. When you talk about River Yala, and the reason why I've got a lot of interest, I went to the prestigious St. Mary's School, Yala. So River Yala, I know it, I took a shower when there was no water in the school, so I know the river very well. But if you're talking about maybe bodies are found in River Yala, if you're going to accuse Dr. Fred Matiang'i of those bodies, then you're suggesting that, in fact, Dr. Fred Matiang'i was the Inspector General of Police. Because the Constitution is very clear that the Inspector General has got autonomy, operational autonomy. Now, if you want to link Dr. Matiang'i to that, then again you have to demonstrate that, in fact, he came up with a policy which was adopted by the cabinet, which was approved by the cabinet, chaired by President Kenyatta, and then the deputy president was in attendance, and then this was given to Dr. Matiang'i for onward transmission to the Inspector General of Police. Now, if that is the case, then Dr. Matiang'i and President William Ruto will be in trouble. But again, while doing research for this show, I tried to establish whether or not, in fact, anybody went to the law enforcement officers to complain that the next of kin, in fact, has disappeared and the body was found in River Yala. That was not the case. But coming to the 2027 presidential elections, right now, as we speak, there are so many balls in the air. And there's a former defense secretary in the US called Donald Rumsfeld. He elaborated a very serious policy, philosophy, saying known knowns, known unknowns, and known knowns. So we are in that space where it's very complicated. But when Dr. Matiang'i came back, initially, you know, when Jeremiah Kion started saying that this gentleman is going to run for president, people said, wait a minute, this gentleman is not a politician. He has no capacity even to run a campaign. But his entry when he came back to Kenya and he went to Kisii, he has created the impression that he has beaten everybody in Kisii to a pulp, and he now controls that block. And the last time that happened was with the Simeon Nyachai. And in my view, the entry he made to Kisii now has given him a political capital to come to the national level. But when he went to, there's this place now, I don't know whether it's famous or infamous, called Wamunyoro. All the other people who spoke, starting from Rigathi Gachagua to Kalonzo Musyoka to Eugene Wamalwa, all of them were saying Ruto must go. They never indicate where they want Ruto to go. And they say that they want Ruto to be a one-term president. So Mora or Alima or Hassan, sitting back at home, they're wondering, if you say Ruto must go, how will that affect the cost of mortgages in Kenya? If you say that you want to make him a one-term president, what is the big benefit? And there is a possibility that Mr. Rigathi Gachagua wants to nationalize his personal problems. And the normal voter does not want to be part of Rigathi's personal issues with William Ruto. And as a message advisor consultant, I noticed that Dr. Matiang'i described Kenya's problems and offered solution, and he differentiated himself from the rest of the crowd, which in my view is a big thing. So
aligning with them, would that be a plus or a negative? I'll be coming back to that shortly. Let's first of all get to hear what Mahesh has to say. Mahesh, there seems to be a crackdown in your party on the individuals that have gone, outrightly supporting this Matiang'i coming and bid and all that. Of course, the latest casualty being Gloria Oroba. It's probably contrary to what we see with the likes of ODM, because we have seen Onyonka going out there, even the governor going out there. Perhaps we've not had much of a crackdown or, a target from the ODM side. What is your position? Are you a bit shaken? Because also a gentleman speaks and says that anyone who goes against the Matiang'i tide in Kisii, in Nyamira, or anything, their goose is